What's up, everybody? This is Drew Page, and in this video we are going to break down Season 2, Episode 9 of Undercover Billionaire, featuring the one and only Grant Cardone. Let's go.
They're going undercover in cities they've never been to with only $100, a cell phone with no contacts, and an old truck. All they'll have are the business principles they use to become successful. At the end of 90 days, all three businesses will be independently evaluated.
If it's a penny short of $1 million, I'll put in $1 million.
You know the drill. Each of our investors has 90 days to turn $100 into $1 million business with nothing but a contactless cell phone and an old pickup truck. Now, I promised you that I would have speakers so that we can fix the sound quality. So they finally came in last week. So hopefully all of the episodes going forward, the sound quality from the show itself will hopefully be top notch. If there are any problems with the sound quality, please put them down in the comments so I can try to adjust it and make things work. I also got some new lighting equipment that I'm in the process of setting up. So hopefully I'll have a more updated studio to shoot the videos from. So like I said, I'm trying to learn more about how to bring better quality videos to you. And so I appreciate those of you who've been sticking around. For those of you who have not yet subscribed, please take just a quick second to subscribe to my channel and like this video to help with the algorithm. You can get caught up on all of my Undercover Billionaire analysis by clicking on the Undercover Billionaire playlist in the description below. You can also follow me on all of my other social media by clicking on the links in the description. And if you also want to help me out, you can get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia. So we came off of last week's episode with Grant having gotten some discouraging news about the Konakaya, but he bounced back and he landed a $120,000 client for his marketing business. And so he's jumping into this week with a little bit of momentum. So let's see what he does with it.
What every business owner seems to miss is that the most important part of a business is marketing. The second most important part is sales. Once you get people calling the company, somebody's got to answer that phone.
I don't understand why the producers of Undercover Billionaire do not make this a main point. They keep telling us that, money follows attention and, all of those types of things over and over and over again using the same main point. This would have been a solid main point. Business owners, you need to understand that it's all about marketing first and sales second. If nobody knows who you are, they're not going to buy from you. But then once they know who you are, you've got to be able to close the deal and make the sale. So you need to make sure that you're teaching your employees how to sell. Once you get the people coming and calling, they need to know how to close the deal. And that's on you as a business owner to make sure you know how to close the deal.
You have to have systems for follow-up. They don't have that. The holy grail of business is the follow-up. Consistency and follow-up is the key, so I'm building scripts to ensure each of our employees say the same thing every time.
Scripting is an easy way to make sure that all of your salespeople are on the same page when they're communicating things. Grant here has a script that he's preparing for all the people at Snap and Snooze so that they are saying the same thing. They're on the same page. There's one consistent message, and they're getting the information that he wants them to get. If you don't have scripts, then people are just going to go on their own and shoot off the cuff. And as a business owner, that should make you really nervous. Do you really want to put in the hands of your employees that kind of power where they're getting to decide how your business is marketed to other people and sold to other people? Have some scripts. It's not hard. Just write out how you would sell your items and then type it up, print it out, and give it to all your employees. Case closed. Very simple, good tip from Grant Cardone here.
Hey, how much are your memberships? I can't tell you over the phone. You got to come in. I'm like, thank you for calling Snap. What can I get you information on? That's how the call should be. Okay, if I call Snap right now, watch this call.
Thank you for calling Snap for this proposal list.
Hey, how much are your memberships?
So, what I suggest is come in, get you on a tour, show you around, see if the gym's going to be a good fit for you.
Yeah.
And depending on what you're looking for as far as the memberships, we can kind of go over those because we have a variety of memberships.
Okay, hey, thank you. It's terrible, dude. It's terrible. He doesn't have my name, doesn't have my number, doesn't know what I want, knows nothing. And that is not the way to handle a phone call. The way to handle that phone call is, thank you for calling Snap Fitness. What can I get you information on? I want to know what your memberships are. Great, I'm going to text you 3 membership levels right now. What number can I text it to? Now I get a piece of data. Mobile phone, most valuable piece of data. How do you spell your last name? How do you spell your first name? I built these scripts this morning already. Exactly the script I just went over with you, I built out for them. Nothing about, oh, hope you're having a good day. My name is Bobby. Well, thank you for calling. None of that. He thinks I care about what his name is or what his mama named him. I don't care about his name. I care about me. What do I want? Look, this may sound harsh, but the fact is, you only get a few seconds on the phone to position yourself to close a sale. Look, I made millions of dollars teaching people how to do this, and I made millions more doing it myself. I breathe it, okay? Look, while I finalize the scripts, the promo team of Meredith, Mia, and Paige are at Snap cranking out content.
That was a pretty long segment, but I think it was important to keep it all together because it kind of runs together. Have you ever mystery shopped your business? Have you ever mystery called your business to find out how your employees are doing? It can be really disheartening to call and see if your staff really understand what your business is about and if they're doing what you're instructing them to do. And Grant here calls the Snap Fitness, and the person's like, oh yeah, come in, we'll give you a tour, we'll see if this works for you, and doesn't get any information to follow up, so that if it's been a couple days and they say, you know, they can call back and say, hey, you called in and you sounded like you were interested. Is there something that we can help answer your questions? And then he also says that he would give 3 different levels of membership options so that people will have a choice on what they can purchase. And so those are very simple things that for whatever reason get overlooked in most businesses. You see this video and you think, oh, this is common sense. You know, everybody knows that. It's not common. It's not common. Most businesses do not have a system like this where you're getting information, collecting data. Big businesses do because they understand the value of it. But small businesses, medium-sized businesses, they don't have systems like this. If you're starting a business, you need to rewind this entire section and watch it again until it burns into your brain that you actually understand it. Now, if you have some systems or scripts for follow-up and follow-through that you'd like people to know about, put them down in the comments and share with us. And, you know, if you've got a good system, particularly if you've got a video on or something like that, put a link in there so I can watch it. And at some point, I may share your video and send you some traffic out there to your site so that we can try to help the listeners of this channel be able to be better business leaders and better entrepreneurs. So put it down in the comments. I'll be glad to help get that information out there. But there's a lot to learn here from this part of the video. Again, follow-up and scripting, those are all great main points that for whatever reason, again, the Undercover Billionaire producers did not make as a standout point. And they're just missing it. They're just using the same things. Now, I recall that Grant Cardone did have producing rights as part of the show, or at least he said that on multiple videos. So maybe it's the same thing because that's what he wants to champion. But these are really good points that aren't getting emphasized. And if you're not picking up on it because they're not, you know, flashing lights around it, you may miss it. And these are the important key business things that Grant's sharing here that I think are super important.
The purpose of the promo is to create attention for the company. But I need a leader to help me execute, and that's why I'm going to meet with Jess today. I think she might be that person. The reason I want to talk to you today is because you're an exceptional person.
Thank you.
And I don't know whether it's because you're a single mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because maybe you're a single mom. I was raised by a single mother. Yeah. And she would have done anything for us. Mm-hmm. You got a great personality. So what I want to talk to you about is if you have interest in running a team.
Absolutely. I know I can lead people and I can coach them and I can pump them up, and I feel like I know I have a lot to offer. I don't want to be average, and I'm not willing to pass that down to my kids.
So we need a manager. Over here, I'm on this board right here. We need a manager. I'm starting to work on scripts. She just got a grit, drive. You don't learn that in school. You learn that in life. Somebody has to manage the activity, oversee these calls. To me, the call is more valuable than the walk-in. So I want to get the training consistent.
I love that idea.
I'm not really looking for a manager. I'm looking for a killer. Okay, I'm looking for somebody that can get stuff done. I'm looking for somebody that can make sure that when we put a plan in place, they follow it up and make sure we get that plan. I don't need smart people. I need people that execute. More than a manager, I need somebody to make sure when we say A is going to become B, that we achieve B, period, end of story. I don't need the best plan. I need the plan executed. I need a bad plan executed to great results. And that's what I'm looking for in a great manager, executor, team leader. So what I want to talk to you about is the consistency and that we have a system in place. The business principle here is identify the killers. The killers are the people that kill the dream, that actually achieve the dream, that get the target, achieve it, and bring it home, bag it, so we can eat it. You got to go for the kill. There's too many managers out there. People managing what? What are you managing? Ain't no money in managing. The money is in the kill. The money is in the bag. You got to go grab the bag, grab the target, bring it home so we can share it. We can eat it. We can live, and then we can continue our dream. Eat what you kill, and that's how you dream big.
As a business owner, Grant knows that he doesn't want to have to run all the details of the business. So he has to find someone he can trust to put in those positions to oversee and make sure that the sales calls are being made, that they're being done right, to provide some oversight for the team. And he's trusting this young lady to be able to do that. And he gives us the official principle of find the killers. Finding people who aren't just looking to micromanage things and just hover over and boss somebody, but someone who's looking to go out and make the kill for the business. Someone who's out there looking to close deals and make sure that they're actually accomplishing things, not just managing things, that they're looking to grow the business and develop the business. And it's a big difference between trying to find somebody who likes to lord over people and micromanage people versus someone who's more interested in helping people grow into killers themselves and making sure that they're able to go out and close the deals, or as he says, get the bag, and 100 times. But anyway, but this is a good point, and it is worthy of a main point of finding those people that will actually execute and not just micromanage.
How can we help them?
I think there's a lot of different things we can do. Is there anything you feel like you need help with that a marketing or production? From our standpoint, I could go through all of the different things.
Telling your story.
Part of me is exactly the opposite. Maybe we need to stop telling a story for a little bit so that we can, just go ahead and make some of this stuff. So,
So you can't deliver what you're selling now. Okay, these guys have too much business. Good for them, bad for me. They're poor candidates for marketing and promotions. I told Matt this. Another swing, another miss.
I think we're going to be fine.
This is the mistake startup companies make when they go out into a market. I'm going to go after the biggest. The biggest are not going to buy first. I've had Mike say no. We've had Southwest Motors say no.
What do you think?
He doesn't need it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. That is not what's going to work going forward.
These next few clips are going to be what I call the unqualified buyer clips. So the person we just saw, Grant, was going to this meeting because Matt was like, oh, this is a guy we need to meet with. They're a big business, and we can help them with their social media marketing and all of those types of things. But Grant had already told him that this was not going to be a good business because they're already doing well. And that's what the business owner said. He's like, look, not only do I not need you to tell the story, I need less people to already know our story so we can actually start building some product. They had so many orders that they couldn't fulfill product. When you have that type of input and that type of request from people, you don't need more marketing. You need to be able to get your job done and finish that. So they are not a qualified buyer for a marketing business. And business owners waste a lot of time trying to sell their products to unqualified buyers. So if you know that there is a person that does not need your services, don't waste your time trying to sell them. Sure, let them know who you are, give them a card, shake their hand, but end the meeting as quick as you can, because if you don't, you're wasting your time and their time.
Our next meeting is a beauty salon. It happens to be renting space at the back of Snap. Until Matt told me about it, I never even noticed it. That's a definite problem for them, and it's an opportunity for me to fix that.
It's about 8,000 to 11,000 for
Okay.
a month.
Obviously, if you're doing $11,000 a month, you don't want to spend $10,000
Right.
on marketing.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm working with baby numbers right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Our $5,000 package is everything. I mean, we will
Sure.
put content on a daily basis. We will create the content, and we will give you stuff every day on every platform.
I'm thinking to myself, come on, man, what are you doing? I mean, I could have ended that meeting like 6 minutes into the deal. Freaking, this is awesome, man. You mind if I take some pictures? Great. Go. Next. Next is the strategy.
The next unqualified buyer is someone who doesn't make enough money. So on the one hand, you've got one company that's making too much money. They don't need you. On the other hand, there's someone who can't afford your business. That is an unqualified buyer. And unfortunately, it happens all the time. I'll get calls at the office. Mr. Page, I want you to represent me in my divorce, whatever. And I'm like, well, where are you working at? Oh, I don't work. I'm like, well, okay, where are you going to come up with the money to hire me? Well, I was hoping you just work out a payment plan, or I hope that you just do whatever. And I'm like, you have no money. That's not going to work. You know, I can listen to their story for another 30 minutes. And trust me, people want to try to tell me that their story all the time, even when I've basically already affirmed that they are not a qualified buyer. But you got to end the meeting. It's disrespectful to you. It's disrespectful to them. It's disrespectful to other people who can afford your services. So if you, and I know this is harsh, I get it. You know, there are people that think that every lawyer ought to do every case for free. But if you've ever had the student loans that a lawyer has had to do in order to get there, you understand why every lawyer doesn't do that. But that's another video for another time. But the bottom line is make sure that if you've got an unqualified buyer, you get them out of there as quickly as you can so that you can focus your attention on qualified buyers. Because a law firm isn't any different. It's a business first. It's a law practice second. Because if you don't bring the money in, you're not going to have a law practice. You might have a law degree, you might have a law license, but if you ain't got no money, you don't have a practice. You just got to close it up, and you can just have all your legal knowledge in your head while you're sitting on the couch at home wondering how you're going to pay your bills.
So do you mostly wholesale here or retail?
Yeah, they do mostly wholesale here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back there is where we package everything. We just have semis that go out every night to Denver.
Look, that's not what I wanted to hear. They're wholesaling all their products. Wholesaler isn't going to see value in what we're doing. These guys don't sell direct to anyone. I need a retail customer. Somebody is driving phones, landing pages, websites, targeted to a retail market so I can ring the bell.
The last in the unqualified buyer series is the B2B sales, is the business to business. Grant knows that he doesn't need to do social media marketing for a business who is wholesaling to other businesses. Not really much to add there. I mean, if you don't need to have a big marketing advantage for B2B.
Matt called me this morning and says, hey man, I'm learning. He's like, I don't know the pitch. I don't know the language. I don't know what to talk about. I'm like, no, brother, that's not the problem. The problem is we don't have the right buyers. We don't have the right prospects. And we're going to go see a bank today. A bank is not the right prospect for this product. They're highly regulated, they got sticks up their ass, and they don't advertise. If they hadn't advertised for the last 35 years, why the they going to start because of us?
Grant comes out and explicitly says that you've got the wrong buyers, Matt, not the wrong scripts. If you don't have the right buyers, it doesn't matter how great of a salesperson you are, you can't close a deal to someone who's not a buyer. And so he makes that explicit here. And now he thinks he's getting ready to go into a fourth unqualified buyer. I guess I've kind of given the goods away already, but let's see what they do with this bank.
Look, let's keep this to a minimum.
Yeah.
If he's not a buyer, he's not a buyer.
Right.
Okay? If they don't want to do it, it doesn't matter if they got the money.
They need to do it and they'll want to do it.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hey, Matt, how are you, buddy?
Good, how are you, bud?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. This is Lewis.
Lewis, Brad Oaks.
Brad?
I feel like I'm breaking the law already, walking in here with a mask on. I'm gonna let Matt take the lead. He has the relationship with these people. They trust him. They don't even know me.
Yeah, so, I mean, long story short, just a quick introduction. Met Lewis I guess right before COVID.
Late
he came
February.
out here.
Yeah.
He comes with an unbelievable background of just marketing and investing. And I think that with the right momentum and outside the box ideas that Lewis brings to the table, our goal is to just start promoting and start branding and pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's kind of what he did with us. So that's one of the reasons we're here. I thought of you guys as probably one of the best banks in this town, but I don't think there's a lot of marketing going on here.
Our success has been based on relationship,
Right.
Being relationship-oriented bankers. We one-on-one bank, folks. They know us individually. We know them individually. But anyway, we've recently been having discussions about we need to get a surge of energy and strategy and go out and market new business.
Man, it just came in your door today.
You did. So your timing's just right.
Your timing's just right.
In all honesty, this is exactly
Did I
what we've
hesitate
been discussing.
yesterday?
Coincidence? I think not. So what we're doing is little out of the box, not buying ads so much. I mean, we could do that, but it's not just about buying ads. It's about how do we inform your customer that you're here, that you're different, here's your services, without them thinking they're getting an ad.
We can do the video packages. We can set up all social media platforms, from YouTube to Twitter, Facebook.
What you spend on one newspaper ad that lasts for one day, it's gone, you got to do it again. You could literally start educating all of Pueblo how to do business with you and that you're here.
We've got a ton of packages at $20,000, $15,000, $10,000, $5,000 a month would get them everything they need.
I would tell you guys to spend 10 grand a month, do it for 12 months, cost you 120 grand in a year. I guarantee you it's going to get a return on investment.
So question. So if we decide to do a package with you guys, do we have exclusive rights as far as us being the only bank that you guys are going to deal with?
Okay,
Absolutely.
we'll figure that out.
So what do you think,
You
Randy?
agree?
Agreed?
You give us a chance, and we're gonna blow this up.
And then I'll come get a loan for this.
You check today, or what do you?
We'd love a check today.
If we can get the first check today, and then we'll just do
All right.
monthly after that.
Will it cash? Will it go through?
Yeah, it'll cash.
Thank you. Appreciate you, okay? Boom, we got a deal. And I know the bank's good for some more money. More important than the money is the enthusiasm, man. It's the enthusiasm. There's nothing gets people more jacked up than money. And all you guys out there that are haters, all hate on the money game. Yeah, oh, money won't make you happy. It might not make you happy, but it'll get you enthusiastic as a mother.
That's true. Ain't no question about it. So apparently Grant was wrong. He probably would never admit it, but we've got it on video saying that the bank is not a good customer, but they end up entering into a $120,000 annual contract at $10,000 a month for their marketing. So Matt was right, Grant was wrong, but at the end of the day, you got a check, so who cares? Now, one of the interesting things in that clip was the owner. One of the interesting things in that clip was the employee asking, "Are we going to have exclusive rights as the only bank that you service?" Now, that's something that you would need to keep your eye on, because if there are other banks who want to utilize their services, they are now prevented from helping other banks because they have an exclusive contract with FirstOak. So you need to make sure that it's worth your while. Now, he's just trying to grow $1 million business at this point, and he needs a good $120,000 contract to make that happen. So I'm sure that's why he didn't mind jumping at the deal. But those type of exclusivity deals are binding. So you need to make sure that you really give thought to that type of exclusivity before you take on a potential client. And that's particularly true in the area of law that I'm in. If I'm taking a particular client for a divorce and I get them to sign on, and the other side that they're up against wants to hire me, I can't take that case because it's what's called a conflict of interest. So I'm barred from taking that other client. So before I take on a client, I have to run a conflict check. I need to make sure they're a qualified buyer, because before I get any legal information that would bind me to the attorney-client privilege, I want to make sure that it's going to be worth my while to be stuck with this person, because I may need to represent the other person who is a qualified buyer and make sure that there's someone, because nothing motivates like making money. So that is very true. I mean, for most businesses, people say, "Oh, just take a job that you would work at for free." I don't know any of those. Maybe you do. I enjoy being a lawyer, but I wouldn't do it for free. If I didn't get paid, I wouldn't do it. So Anyway, I think that the enthusiasm he has, and I'm sure that there are some haters of Grant for what he said about getting the check and having the enthusiasm, but I'm not one of them. I totally get it and agree 100%. So we'll see what he does next week. So please stay tuned with our channel. Again, I'm Drew Page. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video to help with the algorithm to get this content out to other people who are looking for it. If you want to get caught up on all of my Undercover Billionaire analysis, please click on the Undercover Billionaire playlist in the description below. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms by clicking on the links in the description, and you can get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia, by clicking on the Amazon link in the description below. Well, until next time, stay tuned.